Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new around these parts, welcome to my channel. We'd love to have you. Please subscribe and turn on your bell notifications. We have a great time around here on Fridays. Let's go ahead and get into the video. As you can tell from the title, it is a story time of a false alarm of an active shooter at my old job at the mall. Towards the end of this video, you will see that I don't end up having much to say about the actual thing you should do if you are in an active shooter situation. So I will leave a video that I watched the other day linked in the description down below, or a little bubble up here somewhere. Sorry, I didn't say much about that whenever I filmed. I was just talking about the actual experience itself because that was freaky. But yeah. Kind of feels weird that I'm doing 2 story times in a row. If you watched last week's video, you knew that that was a story time of when my car got broken into, so it looks like we're on a roll with story times. I don't really know. By no means am I trying to be disrespectful to the victims and the families of active shootings. This happened probably a week after the El Paso shooting happened. So I'm at work one day and a customer asked me for a tank top. I don't know why I remember this. Maybe because it was about to be a traumatizing moment and I was remembering every single moment. And I don't know why, but I just remembered that she needed a tank top in a coral color and we didn't have a small out there. Like, all of the smalls got sold out, so we obviously had more in the back and I was going to grab her another one. So I'm walking out with it, and this might sound weird, but like everybody, I mean, you don't usually put your hands on people, but like everybody knew that I don't really like being touched. I like my personal space. Like, unless we're close coworkers, don't put your hands on me. I don't like it. Like, it's just, I like my personal space. So whenever I was walking out of the stockroom and I got pushed back in, I knew something was wrong, just because like I know no one is gonna just like put their hands on me like that for no reason. And she had like this very concerned look on her face, and then all of a sudden I see my store manager pushing people, all of our like coworkers, to the back. Sorry to interrupt, I just would like to clarify about this part because it sounds like I'm being really dramatic. So whenever I was walking out of the stockroom, I obviously got pushed back because everybody was trying to come in the stockroom. And there was a group of people by the door, and the first person at the door was pushing me back. So whenever I saw that my store manager was behind everybody going like, go, 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 for whatever reason, I just thought that everybody else was getting pushed too, and that's why I said that in that part of the video. But then I forgot to clarify that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who got pushed. It was just that my store manager was like yelling at everybody, go to the stock room, go to the stock room. So sorry, not to be dramatic or anything, but yeah, that's what actually happened. And luckily there was really nobody in the store, like customer wise. There was like only a few people in there. So we're getting pushed into the stock room, and all of the lights are getting shut off, and all of the music is getting shut off. All of everything is getting shut off, shut down. Couldn't really make out what anybody was even talking about, what was even happening. My store manager has her phone up to her ear and she's like on hold with somebody, and she's like hyperventilating because we're all basically her children. This is intense right now, and she's like, you know, kind of freaking out, trying to protect us and finding out what she needs to do. And she's on the phone with the mall people, the mall management and security, and she's like asking them if this is real, if they know anything, and da 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 da. We're all freaking out. I'm the only one not on my phone. I was the only one who was sitting there zoned out thinking of a plan, and I already had one. Everybody was talking quietly, like texting their parents, and my store manager and one of my stock girls were on the phone like trying to get answers, and da 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 da. It was just hectic, and I was sitting in the desk chair, and I was just staring at the back door where the like back halls of the mall are, and I was like, that's our only option. Even though that's probably where an active shooter would go, it's kind of our only option because I don't want to risk the main hallway. And the outside door was, we weren't that far from the exit, we were right around the corner, so I knew it wasn't going to be a long walk or a run. So I was literally just like, okay, no one's in here right now. Our doors are shut and locked. All of our lights are off. It's gonna take a minute for anyone to try to get in here. So if we're gonna do something, we need to do it now. I think we should all go get our and get out of these back doors right now. Like, that's what my head was saying. I was like trying to like get the words out though. Like, my brain was screaming it, but my mouth wasn't moving. Complete shock. So all we can make out from voices of like our store manager and through the phone, like what we're trying to pick up information on, because she can't exactly tell us what's going on because she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't want to scare us, but we hear little things like active shooter and get away from the mall and like that's, we heard people say like get as far away from the mall as you can. And to clarify on this part, what I mean by when we heard active shooter and get away from the mall, that was my store manager telling the mall security what she had been told, if that makes sense. So yeah, we hadn't heard anything though. Like, you would think if there was an active shooter in our mall, it's not that big of a mall, we would hear something, right? Unless they had like a suppressor or something. I don't know. I'm staring off into space, making this plan, trying to scream out the words, can't do it. And then finally, my store manager starts bursting out into tears, flips all the lights on, and she's like, guys, I'm so sorry for scaring you. I had to take that serious, and we were like, what happened? What just happened to us? So she's like, okay, I was standing in the front of the store, and a customer is on her phone, and I was telling her, bye, have a good one, because she just got rang out, and she was walking out of the door with her kid. And then all of a sudden, she stops in her tracks, and she's like, is on the phone, and she's like, what? And she was like, okay, and then hung up the phone, and she looked at my store manager with the most terrified look she's ever seen in her life. And the woman said, get out of the mall. I just got a phone call saying there's an active shooter and everybody needs to get away from the mall as soon as possible. And like, what would you do? Like, you're a store manager, you have all of these there wasn't that many customers, but you have all of these employees under your responsibility. She had to take it serious. Like, what else you're gonna be like, oh, you're joking? Because what if it actually was true? You know what I mean? We had to do something. So we were on lockdown because someone got a call like that, and that's why she was on the phone with mall security, and the stock girl was on the phone with mall management, and they were both trying to get answers, and they were like, what are you talking about? Like, we're looking at the cameras right now, no one's like doing anything, like there's not an active shooter, so no. And we're just like, great. Like, obviously we're happy because now, like, our lives aren't potentially in danger, but also kind of traumatized because of the thought processes that were going through all of our minds. When I tell you there were people in that room calling their parents, texting their parents, not to be dramatic, but like, that happens everywhere now. Like, it's so scary. It could have happened. It like totally could have been true, and that's obviously why she had to take it serious. How do you even like move on from that? Like, how do you even go through the rest of your day without bawling, thanking God that you're alive, thinking about how many people who have lost their lives because of this? I couldn't. My anxiety, my mind was running way too much. I don't know how I made it through the rest of the day. I think I got off pretty soon after that, because I definitely remember that I opened that morning and it was like midday that happened, so I was about to get off, but it was the most scared I think I've ever been in my life. I think I can say that confidently, yeah. The thing is like, I want to be like, I didn't know what to do, but I did. Like, I just couldn't scream it out, like, and that's why it's so important to like know the way your brain works, because even though I know the way my brain works, I still couldn't muster up the words. I know that I'm a fight person, not a flight. I know that I'm gonna come up with a plan. I know that I'm gonna do what I can to help other people and save myself and others, but I couldn't muster out the words. You always think you know what you're gonna do in those situations, like, oh, I would do this, and why would they do that? I would do this, I would do that differently. You don't know until you're in it. And I did what I thought I would do for the most part, but the fact that I couldn't speak up physically, I could not force the words out because I was that scared, that's terrifying. I was about to have to just act and hope that people understood what I was doing. That's where my brain was, because I literally could not get out the words. I don't know, guys. It was a very scary moment. I don't really have a lesson or a moral. Like, honestly, this is such a controversial topic for a very good reason. I don't want this to be a political, crazy, like, I don't want any of that. I wanted to share the story of how scary it was and how in the blink of an eye things could definitely change. I'm not saying everybody should have extreme anxiety the way I do and like, oh, anxiety is the reason why I think, like, in most situations I would be okay because I've already thought about what I would have to do in that situation. I'm not saying that, but it kind of helps sometimes. So, I don't know. If anything, please just be aware of your surroundings. Please just, how am I about to ask somebody to, like, think on their feet? How am I going to ask that? Because I literally know that you don't know what you're going to do until the moment comes. I don't know even what to say to, like, make this be a good lesson or have a moral or anything. Like, I that's just it. Like, it was terrifying. I feel really bad for the people who were contacting their parents and who their parents got terrified. I'm sure that was very traumatizing, honestly. I'm also not blaming that lady who got the phone call. Who knows? Oh, we found out that the only thing that was going on in our area was that there was a mini car chase kind of nearby the mall. I don't know, guys. I really don't know what actually happened, why someone said that, but all I know is that my store manager did the right thing. She did what she had to do in the moment, taking it seriously, even if she wasn't sure, even if it was a false alarm, she did what she was supposed to do. So I'm glad in that sense it worked out, but it just makes me think of how many times it didn't work out for other people and how many lives are lost yearly from stuff like this, and it's just sad and terrifying, and I don't know what to say or do at this point in the video. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to share my story and kind of how you think that you know what you're gonna do until the moment comes, and then you really don't know. So I don't know, but yeah, please just everybody be more aware of your surroundings. I'm not asking you to develop severe anxiety and start running scenarios through your head and coming up with plans for them, but sometimes it kind of helps me to have already thought about that previously and stressed about it. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm very thankful for my anxiety because I don't really know what I would do without it. It's kind of a coping mechanism at this point. I use it as a good thing instead of a bad thing, but that's just me personally. So I don't know. Have a good day, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, and yeah, have a good one.